Let's start with, let's say we're less familiar with what Berkeley's doing, but it is massive, the volume of startups that you are founding and supporting.
Yeah, I want to say I'm extremely excited to be here and share a little bit more about what we're doing. At Berkeley, what we've come to realize is that we have a platform that's a little bit different from what you would expect. At first look, you would think the official incubator platform for a school is meant to bring out the talent and the technology from campus. About 6 years ago, we had this amazing insight that what we want to do is turn our entire ecosystem into a giant platform to build companies in general. So our doors are now open to founders around the world.
Okay.
We're not only inviting our own students, but folks from Europe and beyond.
Interesting. Now, put into context, therefore, the amount of companies that are being birthed, where they're going on to, follow-on funding, because the statistics are really pronounced.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. So early stage investment is an extremely challenging thing to do. We have 4,000 plus companies that are choosing to apply to us every single year. We're an extremely exclusive program. Only 1% of the 4,000 that apply are being picked. Of the 40 that we then invest in, only 20 will raise from institutional investors. Of those, only 10 will go on and raise A and beyond. We have a giant portfolio, though, of 200 plus companies that we've invested in, and on the screen what you see are some of our huge wins.
Last summer, Tang came on the show and talked about the Y Combinator S23 batch, and it was interesting because they made it mandatory to be in person in San Francisco for that class onward. Do you have any similar rules? You know, you talked about attracting talent from outside of the Bay to the Bay. What is the point of attraction?
Absolutely. Let's talk about why a founder wants to come to us as opposed to YC or to one of the other brands that you have talked about. Berkeley is all about giving them introductions to the ecosystem here through our grads, our students, our alums, our faculty. So when they're in person here, the exposure that they get to the top corporates, the top investors is unheard of. So what we ask is that they are here in person for most of the 6 months. They live here and they work here. In a lot of cases, they even move their families here.
Let's just talk about the wins and what industries they're shaking up. I mean, I'm going to take a wild guess that artificial intelligence is pretty prominent in some of the current intake.
You're completely right, Caroline. What we've seen from venture as a category is that AI is changing all of our lives in an amazing way. It's a disruption. When you're a VC, that's what you want to see. You want to invest in the industries and the products that will change all of our lives over the next 10 years. So we are extremely excited about all of the products that will come out in that category. About 2 years ago, we were very early to that game. About 10% or so of our portfolio back in 2022 fell into that category. Now in 2024, 90% are in AI.